Party people! Yeah! Tag team music in full effect. That's me, DC, the brain supreme. And my man Steve Ronan. We're kicking the flow. And it goes a little something like this. Tag team, back again. Check it, directed, let's begin. Party on, party people, let me hear some noise. DC's in the house, jump, jump, rejoices. There's a party over here, a party over there. Wave your hands in the air, shake the dairy, yeah. These three words mean you're getting busy. Whoa, there it is. Hit
it. One of the top 5 hip-hop what's the name of the term? What's the term? One-hit wonders. This tag team song right here. 1993? You talk about a big song?
Cause I'm an old fool who's so cool. If you wanna get down, I'ma show you the way. There it is. Let me hear you say.
Hey, the number to the show is 404-382-0338. You can also email me at doug@thedugstewartshow.com. So I pulled it up. I know we got a lot of military people to listen to the show. And I mentioned earlier about my chapter having a lot of generals in the military. So Abe Turner, he's retired now. I actually played golf with this bro a couple of years ago. He's actually from the Low Country too. Retired Major General in the United States Army. He came out of South Carolina State in 1976. He's also ISI. My chapter, Stephen Twitty, 1985 graduate, Major General in the United States Army. And Henry Doctor Jr., go way back to 1954, retired Lieutenant General in the United States Army. Henry Doctor Jr. actually grew up less than a mile from me in the great city area called Oakley, South Carolina. Yeah, so he actually was older than my father, but everybody in the neighborhood respected him and knew him and talked about him like legendary status. And he was the first general that South Carolina State had. And he's actually from, not Moncks Corner. I mean, even more defined than that. He's from the little area that I'm from, Oakley. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. 404-382-0338. So we haven't really talked about it, but somebody mentioned it. Oh, Coach Bill mentioned it. And for people that don't know, and I took the opportunity to go pull it up. You know, North Carolina had been in this cheating scandal that they've been investigating for a while. Here's the nuts and bolts of it. Even though academic and fraud have combined to be the headlining two word phrases in the scandal, the NCAA declined to investigate the allegation that over a span of 18 years, 3,100 students, 47% of which were athletes at North Carolina, took advantage of African-American study courses. Those courses, according to the allegations, allowed the students to receive quality grades without having to show up for class, turn in papers, or take tests. You see how they do us? You see how they defame African-American studies? You said they defame African-American studies. So I don't think, and I didn't see anything late come out on the story today, Coach Bill. Maybe you have some more information than I do. Once again, I don't have all of the sense. But I don't think anything's going to come out of it because it wasn't just athletes. It was regular, everyday students as well. And, you know, I guess there's an argument to be made that you could probably make if you're one of them academics that, you know, taking an actual final test, you know, isn't written that you have to take a test or a written test to progress through a class. I mean, they give credit for people that have experience, like on-the-job training. So, I mean, it's depending on how you look at it. I don't think anything's going to come of that story, man. And I hope not. They were talking about because it was so vast and so long of a period of time that they might be facing the death penalty. Ain't no way in the hell the NCAA going to give no North Carolina with the number one basketball program in college basketball history, or maybe number 2. I ranked the top 5 the other day. Maybe number 2. Ain't no way the NCAA is going to give the death penalty, i.e. what they did to SMU back in the day when Eric Dickerson and the Pony Express and them cats were there, Craig James. Ain't no way they're going to give no death penalty to the North Carolina Tar Heels, team that just won a national championship this year. No way, especially when there was regular kids, everyday students that were attending these classes as well. Ain't no way in hell. Ain't no way in hell. So, yeah, they ain't going to do that. They ain't going to give the death penalty. If you saw the 30 for 30 on the Pony Express and the commentary following that, like, that was too harsh. They are never going to do that again. For you to get the death penalty, if they didn't give the death penalty to Penn State, okay, which the Penn State thing was, outside the realm of I guess, cheating and the scandal for the actual play on the field for the football team. But this is close enough. If they didn't give the death penalty to Penn State for the Sandusky thing, they ain't giving the death penalty to nobody. They kind of quasi-lightweight, came down hard on Baylor for the whole murdering of one teammate by another. Yeah, nah. Unless you have videotape, unless you have videotape of somebody like handing a sack full of money to a player, and they do that repeatedly over and over and over again, ain't nobody getting no damn death penalty. Thanks for calling the Doug Stewart Show. What's your name? Where you calling from? What you want to talk about?
Hey, this is Big Apple Bastard, man. I'm a big-time Tar Heel fan, Doug.
Hold on a second. Go ahead with your call, Mr. Bastard.
I got two things, Doug. How you doing this morning, sir?
I'm doing great. How are you doing today, Big Apple Bastard?
Doing great. Loving the show, man. I love the Charlie Murphy perspective you bringing in, man. This is one of your best shows, man. I'm loving it.
Man, I appreciate it, Big Apple Bastard. That's so kind of you.
Hey, man, that make me feel like I know Charlie Murphy now listening to your show. But I want to talk about this North Carolina academic scandal.
Okay, that's good. You're from North Carolina. You live in Charlotte, so very good perspective. I'm sure you have.
Yes, and this goes back to what Roy said after the game when they asked him, "Why, Roy, you don't get one and done players like Duke?" He's saying they won't come to Carolina, and Roy can't get no McDonald's All-Americans, no one and done players because of this academic scandal. The NCAA, instead of ruling on North Carolina, is hanging us over his head. So Duke, all the other ACC schools, they telling kids, don't come to North Carolina. Mm-hmm. They might get the death penalty, whatever. And this big-time recruiting season, so this report right here about North Carolina might get a death penalty, that's going to hurt Roy recruiting. But Roy's such a great coach. He coaching his players up. That's why we getting the 4-year players, the 3-year players. We have these senior lane teams because we cannot get no McDonald's All-Americans because it's academic scandal, Doug.
Wow. And I never really thought about it like that. But, yeah, this thing has kind of been, hanging over their heads for a while now. When did it first, come up? Was it like 2015? A couple of years ago it's been out, right?
Yeah, it's been Rashard McCants. He sent the letter to somebody, and that's where it all originated from. Right. Rashard McCants. So they got it from him, and it's mushroomed from there. But you got to look at Duke, dog. I'm a North Carolina fan, so I got to clap back at Duke.
Right.
Duke got this study, right, the social studies degree. With one of the classes, all you got to do is report on your basketball experience, and you get a credit for that, and you get a grade. And you get an A to go with any other score, that boosts your GPA. That keep you active, keep your scholarship active. So if you want to look at academic classes, look at Duke. That's why they're getting all the McDonald's All-American. And Duke is a tough academic school.
Right. And you're right. I mean,
Doug,
you wouldn't expect that from Duke. Yeah. You wouldn't expect that from Duke. You're right.
Now, last thing, Doug, you corrected me in the chat. You're right. You're the Supreme Court. You're the judge and jury on the BPAs. But, Doug, you get to nominate folks for BPAs. All I want to know, Doug, is can I recommend from what I heard during the show yesterday? I'll go ahead and get on. Can I recommend?
Can you recommend? Hell no, you can't recommend, Ninja. Hell no, you can't recommend. Other than that was a great call, sir. Right. Hell no, you can't recommend somebody for a bald penis award. That's my job. And I take it seriously, sir. From what we got here, J. Clyde censored in the chat room on Spreaker.com. He says all schools have burned courses and GPA booster courses for athletes. All right, I remember the term that they used to use back in the day was basket weaving. And once again, I hate how they kind of put in light that this African American Studies course is somehow beneath regular classes. You know, you hear how that kind of comes across, like, oh, studying African American history is not a real class. What the fuck do you mean it's not a real class? Right, so they kind of throwing shade on it by the way that they depict it. The narrative surrounding it is that it's not legitimate, which is bullshit. So yeah, Rashard McCants, that's right, and I'm looking it up right now. This story was printed, this from the Citizens Times, I don't know, whatever newspaper, in Chapel Hill, maybe that's one of North Carolina's newspapers. This story is from 2014, and yeah, Rashard McCants came out and talked about these classes where they didn't have to take tests. And once again, I mean, different teachers have different methods of teaching. You know, and so I don't know. I just don't see anything coming of it, man, because once again, you had regular students that were involved in these classes, that took these classes, got credits just like everybody else. It wasn't just athletes. It wasn't just athletes. From Clay MC Gusto Davis, that started with the colonizers going to the NCAA, not McCants. He was second one. He was the second one to snitch. From Truck D, shoot that ass, BAB, trying to nominate me for BPA sucks. Why are they trying to nominate you, Truck D? What'd you do? From Wody Game Blouses 504, there's a regular history class. Right. What's the difference? One black history, one regular history. I don't like that. But classes, the general term my old man used to use, he used to use it all the time. I don't know why it used to come up, but he used to use the term basket weaving. So you ain't going to college, take no basket weaving. I remember him saying that over and over and over again. You're going to go to school and you're going to get a good core curriculum and area of study. You ain't taking no basket weaving. You ain't taking no fake classes, Dougie. He was serious about that. I wanted to mention this John Madden story, man. Here's a quote from John Madden, former Raiders coach, legendary analyst, color analyst. He says, maybe this is just me being oversensitive, but doggone it, if you're going to go, that's really tough, but leave us something. Madden told Sirius XM NFL's Radio Hall of Fame show host about the Raiders moving to Vegas. Leave us something here in Oakland, please. Madden coached the Raiders, from 1969 to 1978 and won the franchise's first Super Bowl before embarking on a broadcasting career. Madden, who turned 81 on Monday, I remember we gave him a birthday shout-out, said he was surprised by how quickly the vote came to fruition. Says, quote, I'm not sure they have the whole deal together yet, Madden said. I'm not sure that they even know exactly what the stadium is, how many, where it's going to be, and all of those things. Mark Davis announced his intentions to move to Southern Nevada last April, and there are $750 million reasons why they're moving. The $750 million via a hotel tax is the largest public subsidy ever for a stadium. So that's why he's going. Still, as Madden indicated, while the Raiders have identified a site, a 62-acre plot in Russell Road, west of Interstate 15 in the Mandalay Bay Resort and Casino on the south end of Las Vegas, there is still no lease, design plans, or FAA approval, considering the relative proximity to the site to McCarran International Airport. The league wants to see progress on each of those topics, as well as where the team plans on playing in 2019. Plus,